Now, it's going to be a big week ahead for economic data, so let's show you what we're expecting. India will be releasing GDP numbers later today for the fourth quarter. On Tuesday, we'll be zooming in to Zoom's results, and Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be keeping an eye on Australia's first quarter GDP as well as trade data. Also on Thursday, we'll log into results from Slack. And lastly, Bitcoin 2021 build as the world's biggest conference of its kind starts on Friday. Well, let's bring in Peter McGuire from xm.com, who joins us live from Sydney. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I want to first ask you about Australia's economy, because we keep talking about tensions with China. Are we starting to see that impacting its trade figures, especially on commodities?
Well, yes, good morning. Certainly is. And it's been a long-standing issue as far as domestically over the last 8 to 10 months. And that just seems to be ratcheting up. So as the year rolls on, those tensions seem to be increasing across from wine, certainly to barley and, base metals and export goods.
You talked about some of those tariffs that have been imposed, but what would be the longer-term impact on Australia's economy?
Well, I think it'll be we've got to look at other markets. If China creates an issue for us moving forward, then naturally Australia's got to look at other markets to export to. How long that takes to actually materialise is a little bit of an unknown, and we've just got to hope that the status quo remains and we move forward and everything returns back to normal. But it's still a little bit of, the jury's out on that one.
Because looking for alternative markets, that's quite tricky, isn't it, given how big China is?
Well, exactly right. That's the issue at hand. You've got such a huge consumption base in China, and then to look at alternative markets, and we all understand business strategy, that can take from months to years to roll forward, and that's a difficult hole to fill for someone like Australia.
Aside from those tensions with Beijing, what are the other risks facing Australia in your view?
Well, I think we're looking at certainly what's going on domestically as far as inflation. Where do we go? We've got very high asset prices with the real estate sector, unemployment. We've got our borders shut. So as far as, immigrants moving to Australia and, of course, international tourism and students. So we've really created a major issue for a domestic front, and that's impacting many sectors of the market.
Peter McGuire, thank you so much for joining us on Asia Business Report.